And away we go. Are we live? Okay, let me just double check over on YouTube real quick. So I'm using some new live streaming software. So bear with me for a second here. Let me just make sure we're live. And who knows? I don't want to be talking to myself for the next hour and a half. All right, let me just pull it up here. Can you hear me? Are we here? Let me know if you can hear me. Uh-huh. So let's just see here. Let me get back. Hold on one second. So yeah, like I said, I'm trying some new live streaming software. Let's see. Looking and sounding good. Okay, thank you, Faded MFC, for that note. Now, because I'm using some new live streaming software, I'm gonna actually attempt to roll the intro. Here we go. Oh, that might not be working because I am still on screen. Well, there's the intro. I'm trying some new things. I might still be on screen here. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, good to see everyone. Okay, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Antonio. Thanks everyone for tuning in. All right, I don't know if that intro worked or not. Did the intro work? Anyway, trying some new things here in the studio. Innovation, always about innovation. Good to see everyone. I'm trying to check in on the chat as much as possible. And boy, it's Wednesday. What is today? Wednesday, March 18th. It might be the 19th wherever you are watching around the world. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see everyone. We've got Rodrigo in the house, Mike in the house. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from, all right, from around the world. So I bumped up the live streaming time to 4 p.m. Mountain Time, that's Colorado time, in order to attempt. I know it's still late. I go to bed as early as possible, but I know it's still late. But in Europe, in Africa, and then in Asia and Australia, I think it's the next morning, basically, a roughly early morning. So anyway, thanks for checking in. Oh, good to see everyone. Oh my goodness. So also in the chat, if you could let us know how was your run today. I'm going to talk about my run. Yes, it was a pretty exciting run today. So I will update you on how my run was, but let me know in the chat how your run was. Okay, let me just pull up here. Oh my goodness, the chat is going crazy. That's amazing. Oh yeah, good to see everybody. Yes, indeed. So, okay, Portland in the house, Arkansas, UK. We've got Greece. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Greeley, Colorado. Shout out to Daniel. France is here. Jerome, I believe it was. Fabio from London. Jimmy from Belgium. Oh, DeMoor. DeMoor is a Belgian name, just so you know. Seth James DeMoor. Oh, yeah. So let's see. Oh, my goodness. Super chats coming in. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate it, Josh, for that super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those that don't know, and also Randall, I believe, got a super chat in there. Thank you, Randall, for the super chat. So super chat is a way to support the channel, support me, and create these vlogs, but it also is a way to really get my attention because, as you can see, there's a lot of chat happening. So thank you, Josh and Randall, for those super chats. Okay, let's just see here. 1 second. So who else is here? Whoa, man, they're coming in quick. 1 second. I'm, again, using some new software, and I'm trying to figure out how to remove. There we go. Got it. So basically, we're going to talk about the races being canceled around the world. You know, this is a new reality that we all have to deal with. And also, the Nike Alphafly Next Percents, as the thumbnail made clear. I took them out for my first run today, first impression. It was quite exciting, so we'll talk about these here in a little bit. Yes, Tom, Tom just posted in the chat. Seth, curly hair. Yes, my hair is curly when it gets longer, but I'm practicing, right? Social distancing, this new phrase that we're all. Oh, thank you, Nicodemo, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, you're the best, sir. But I'm not, trying not to go out as much as I was even last week, because here in the United States, this whole concept of social distancing really didn't hit the scene until about a week ago. At least that's when maybe even less than a week ago. So I do need a haircut, Tom, but someday we'll get out back into society. So let's see here. Oh man, Richard is watching from Canada, 3 hours north of Fargo. Oh man. So, okay, here's the deal. Let's dive in. And again, thank you for those super chats that came in. Is it still, hold on, let me just refresh this. Hopefully you can still see me. Okay, we'll let that load. Again, new software. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Ian, for the super chat. So, basically a week ago, the word started spreading very quickly that the Boston Marathon, the London Marathon, the Hamburg was a little earlier, I do believe. Yeah, Hamburg was a little earlier, but that all of our races were being canceled or postponed. And like I just said, here in the United States, definitely this whole notion of social distancing really just kind of came onto the scene, I think, about late last week. And now, looking to the experts, the CDC, the World Health Organization, I think a lot of the race directors have heeded the advice of the people, the experts, the doctors, the scientists, and it's smart. It's not what any of us wanted. And I do have to ask, who was training for a marathon or half marathon this spring and it was canceled? Let us know in the chat. And what race was canceled? Because I say the big ones, Boston, London, but there were so many others, even just smaller marathons that I don't even know about. So I think this is really impacting us runners on a global scale. So, and yeah, so let us know in the chat there. Obviously, for me, I had backup plans, Again, I was listening to the experts, but I wasn't afraid to register for Newport over in the UK, and then Enschede, however you say it, in the Netherlands. Again, just in case, because we can't predict the future. We're just all hanging on here and seeing what happens with the coronavirus. All right. So, oh my goodness. Again, thank you for those super chats. Let's see. Oh, someone does say that theirs is not canceled yet. That's interesting. Well, let us know which one. Oh, sorry, Troy, that Boston was canceled. First time participant. That's just, it's rough. I mean, it's rough, especially for those big ones that are hard to get into. And also broader, this is bigger. This is big. Okay, this is beyond running. And I don't want to talk just about I think we runners are fortunate because, we don't have to rely, as I said in yesterday's vlog, we don't have to rely on a gym. We don't have to rely on a public space to go run. We can go run anywhere around our neighborhood, in the forest. We can go. Now, I know some places in the world are, I think it's Italy. Oh, thank you, James. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for that super chat, James from Beaverton, Oregon. Oh, half is canceled. I appreciate you, James, for that $3. And basically, we're just fortunate that we can get out as runners on a consistent basis. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Is these races, oh yeah, this whole notion of the social distancing, again, we don't know how long it's going to last, but for the time being, again, I think it is just very smart. Okay. Grandma's, hold on here. I just got an update. Grandma's marathon's still on. Very interesting, Ryan. Now that is mid-June, just so everyone knows. So that's a good update, Ryan. Which I think is fair. I think it's fair. Oh, and thank you, Randall. Let's see. Randall says was training for Crown King Scramble 50K in Arizona. As of now, postponed one of Jameel Curry's races. Nice. So anyway, we're just all taking it day by day. And I know my family, oh yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So who is being impacted? So running is important, but who has to stay home? You know what I mean? Who can't go to work? Or maybe worst case, who has lost a job over this? if you feel comfortable, of course, you can share in the chat, share a little bit of your story. But like that's like running is important. It's critical. Like I think it's critical for our daily mental health and just getting out there and sweating. But at the same time, like this is beyond running. This is this is work. This is the economy. This is everyone's life, health. Oh my goodness. And our elderly, family members and loved ones. So anyway, feel free to share in the comments, like, is this impacting you well beyond running? All right. Oh, and thank you, Joel. Oh, thank you. Love the channel. Keep it up, Seth. I appreciate you, Joel, for that super chat and that support. It just keeps us going. So let me just see if I can find a couple comments here about. Yeah. Oh, wow. So David said, and I'm assuming David is from one of these countries. David says, Italy and Spain, we can't go outside. I'm from Spain. Okay, from Spain. Wow. 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 It's just, it's really, really wild. Really wild. And let's see. This is coming in from TKLA05. Thank you. Well wishes to you and your family. Thank you. We're doing pretty well. First of all, True Love and I, but especially we love being at home, and so we've got our boys at home, so it's working out pretty well. But we're early into this whole situation. So, oh man, these super chats are coming in quick. So again, I will read some comments that are not super chats, but I got to give shout outs because of the support. Michael says, was training for a triathlon in Atlanta beginning of May, canceled. Will your virtual run do multiple distances? Yes, Michael. So as far as the virtual races go, just so everyone knows, we're working out the details. April 19th is the go day, but I realize, anyway, this is the first time we're doing this, and but April 19th, Sunday, April 19th, the same day as what the Hamburg Marathon was going to be. So as I said over the last couple days, I think it's important. I really do. If you've been putting work in for so long, some people for months and months and months toward a race, to just throw in the towel because there's no official starting line, for me personally, I think mentally it would be challenging. Don't touch your face. Don't touch. It would be challenging to just throw in the towel, not just for the present moment, but for the future, so that you might be missing out on that opportunity to again put yourself out there, go deep into what you're able to put out on that given day. So anyway, I think it's really important to finish out a training block, and it's just aerobic. You're building your aerobic engine for the long run. So anyway, I'm a big fan of finishing out training blocks, and that's what we're going to do with this virtual race. Okay. And Roberto has a super chat. You're the best, Roberto. He says, I'm a doctor still working and running. Things are getting bad in Rio, but we're fighting. Roberto, thank you for fighting, for being like on the front lines. And in this, this is, it's global. It's global, and we're all in this together. So thank you, Roberto, for what you're doing in Brazil. I believe he's from Rio de Janeiro, is my guess. Okay, and all right, so we're gonna take a few. I want to hear. Let's see. Okay, so Grand Bestow says France lockdown. Life is very difficult. 2 days ago, I was upset. I can't go out running. Now I just want to be confined. Difficult times. Thank you for sharing your experience from France. And I do know that, France and Spain and Italy it seems like those are the three big ones right now in Europe. So thanks for sharing your experience in France. Isn't this okay? And I know there's a lot of super chats coming in. Thank you. I'll just put Christopher's on the screen for all of you to read it. We're all, like I've been saying, like we're all in this together, but I've never seen anything like this, right? And probably even if you're been, alive a lot longer than I have, you've probably never seen anything quite like this. So it really is an unprecedented event. And Christopher said, thanks for motivating me to become a better trail jogger. Too slow to call myself a runner. No, Christopher, you are a runner. Thank you for the super chat, Christopher. You are absolutely a runner. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to add this just to see. How do you think all of the postponed marathons affect all of the races already scheduled for the fall? There's going to be a huge glut of events and possibly not enough runners who can enter. That is from Fishflake 1209. I don't think there's going to be a lack. Where I have heard, it's a great question, is that I think people are going to be so excited to race. So just so everyone knows, a lot of the big marathons have been postponed to the fall. I think Boston is mid-September to late September. London is early October. Where I see a challenge, and so far the Tokyo Olympics are happening. It's interesting. On social media, it appears they're pressing ahead with the Tokyo Olympics. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but I think it will at some point. As I said a couple weeks ago, whether it's postponed or maybe it's 2 years from now, I'm not sure, but I do think at the elite level, they're saying that all of these races at the elite level it's going to be like quality of racing is going to be reduced. But at the same time, there's so many great elite runners at this point in history. I think people are going to be yearning to get out there, and I think we're going to be okay. I think there's going to be enough people to go around. Oh, thank you everyone for being here. So many questions coming in. Let's see. 1 second. Okay. There's so many. Okay. You guys are the best. Somebody says Kofuzi's in the house. Where's Kofuzi? That's awesome. Shout out to Kofuzi. Kofuzi in Chicago. Okay. Let's see here. Here's the deal. Nike Alphafly Next Percents. We're going to talk about these in a minute. And again, let me just hide this comment real quick here. I'll try to bring as many comments onto the screen as possible. I don't have a producer. It's just me. But I think I like what's going on here with the interaction, with the comments. And it's just fun. But I don't have anybody managing the comments, just so you know. It's just me on the fly here in the Alphaflys. Okay, and this is from, let me just put on Cody here real quick. Oh, nice little thumbnail there. I'm in high school and I play soccer, but I've always hated running till I found you. Now I run all the time. Cody, welcome to the club, man. Welcome to the club. We have a good time here on YouTube. That's awesome, Cody. So, okay, and one more. Michael says, teacher in rural Virginia, schools here closed for foreseeable future. Fortunate to be able to run. Yes, absolutely, Michael. And the deal is, everyone, I feel so fortunate that I know like social media can get a bad rap sometimes, but I feel so fortunate that we can communicate and support each other through these challenging times as human beings and as runners, encouraging each other to stay healthy, to sleep well, eat well, and yes, continue our exercise so we stay healthy that way. So anyway, it is, anyway, I appreciate everyone. Okay, I saw another super chat come in from Dave. He says, sharing our house with son and fiance, 3 teachers and a school administrator, discovering the wonders of remote learning. No Boston for him. Oh, thanks, Dave, for the super chat. Yeah, wow. Thank you. And talk about pitching in. I see a lot of people, Dave, so it's that you're pitching in. Great job, helping out your loved ones. And I see people, oh my goodness. I see people offering to go buy, this is amazing. And oh my gosh. I see people offering to go buy the seniors their groceries. And now, today in the United States, there's countries that are only early in the, I think, the first couple hours or the first hour of shopping, like at Target or Walmart, you have to be a senior in order to separate the seniors out from everybody else because they are the most at risk. So anyway, we're all chipping in together and helping each other like Dave. And so I think it's, and shout out to, I said this on Twitter, shout out to the grocery store workers. And I'm going to add, I didn't say this last night, the semi-truck drivers. Without them, we don't have food. Okay, so grocery store workers and everyone, of course, creating the food on the back end. But I'm very grateful for our grocery store workers right now. And I did see a super chat come in, but I think I missed it. Where is it? There's from Marlon. Thank you, Marlon. Thanks for all. I appreciate you, Marlon, for supporting the channel that way. Oh my gosh, guys, you guys are amazing. All right, and one more before we dive into the Alphaflys. Okay, thank you for that. Ashla says, pregnant mom still running most mornings while kids are asleep. Bless you for motivating me. Ashla, I'm trying. Like, we're in this together. It's like the sport we love. And I know some vlogs are a little more exciting than others as far as on the motivation scale. But I'll keep fighting if you keep fighting with me. All right, everyone? So anyway, Ashla, thank you for the super chat. Okay, here's the deal. And then I'm going to open it up to questions here in a minute. This is tomorrow's vlog as well, just so you know. So if you're here in the live stream, you're getting a precursor. This is my first run in the Nike Alphafly Next Percents. All right. Let me just take this off the screen real quick here. I think I picked these up about 5 days ago. So I've been sitting on them for about 5 days. I just didn't have a chance, and my legs were tired. So I knew if I was going to take this shoe out, it was going to be a real run. Okay, I got to say this in tomorrow's vlog. We're going to tighten the screws a little bit. When I was at the University of Colorado, at the end of a hard race or the end of a hard workout, we would yell at each other, tighten the screws, meaning like as you're doing a woodworking project, you just kind of tighten those screws down just to make everything fit together well. So today with no races on the horizon as far as an official race, it opens up my training a little bit to the point where I'm willing to do things a little outside the box, okay? I would not have ran as fast as I did today if I was getting ready for Hamburg because I really went for it today. I kind of let loose a little bit and I just opened the carburetor and let it rip and see what happens. To the point where I got to mile 10 today, so I did 23 miles today. All right, so my long run for the week, 23 miles through the streets of Denver. And at mile 10, I looked at my watch, excuse me, and I basically said, okay, this is either going to get really ugly, meaning I'm going to hit the wall real bad, or I'm going to push through. I also was thinking at a certain point around like mile 9 or so, and if you see my heart rate on Strava, it spikes really bad at mile 11. That's because a dog pack started chasing me. Like 2 dogs started chasing me, so I had to book it out of there so quick. And so anyway, if you see a spike in my heart rate on Strava, that's what that was. So at mile 9, I was on some pretty solid pace. I wasn't quite on my half marathon PR pace, but it was not far off either. And I was like, shoot, should I go for it and try and set a half marathon PR? But I'm glad I didn't because I was running plenty fast. I wasn't quite gonna get it. I wasn't quite gonna get it. So, but it did cross my mind. So I averaged 5:40 a mile, 23 miles here in Denver. So we're up at elevation in the Nike Alphafly Next Percents Special. And you'll get all the details of the shoe tomorrow morning in the vlog. It's a special shoe. And there's a lot of different components of the shoe that I could talk about. It's a little heavier, okay? I will say that much. Here's half of a Next Percent. All right, there we go. There's our analysis there. All right, the rest of the Next Percent is inside the house. But there is that. All right, just so everyone can see that there. So it's a little heavier than the Next Percent, just so you know. What really stood out to me on today's run and what I've been working on in this marathon training block is my overall running form, but really, really focused on my arms quite a bit, but also my foot strike. So trying to land a little bit more so forefoot versus midfoot or definitely heel, okay? But this shoe could be a shoe for a heel striker, just so you know. Like the stack height is a little ridiculous right there. It's a little ridiculous. But what really makes a difference in the Alphafly Next Percent versus the 4% or versus the there's the 4%, the remnants. There's the carbon fiber, half of the carbon fiber plate in the Next Percent. Can you all see that there? All right, in case you haven't seen that. So if you're new, just so you know, I cut these up for the sake of science about 2 or 3 months ago. So what really is jumping out at me are the AirPods, okay? The Zoom Air through the forefoot, I noticed it immediately, everyone. So this is a game changer. Now, for all the lawyers out there, any lawyers watching, and I hope you comment on tomorrow's vlog, I don't understand how patents work, okay? So patents, where you basically, you have a patent on a product, on a component of a product or an actual product. I'm just wondering how Adidas, Hoka, New Balance, Saucony, all these companies with these other carbon fiber plates coming out, the Endorphin Pro, what's the other, the Fuel Cell RC from New Balance, I believe is the name of it. I don't know how they're going to innovate to try to compete with this. This is a big deal. It just was it was a big deal today on my 23-mile run. Okay, all right. I could talk a long time about this shoe. I think I'm going to dive into the comments instead and your questions. And if you have questions, definitely ask. At the end of the day, it was really fun. It was very exciting. My legs felt pretty good even after 23 miles on. So I stayed on the concrete and the pavement the entire way. I didn't get off on the dirt. And now I'm feeling it now in my legs. My legs are definitely tired now. But overall, pretty exciting stuff here. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Let's go into the comments and your questions. Thanks for hanging out 1 second. All right, let's put it on. Oh, it's so fast here. So many questions. JB Kite 14, how much faster are the Alphaflys compared to the Next Percent? And if you could not race with carbon fiber plated shoes, what would you race in? Best marathon race shoe under $200. Whoa. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if the Alphafly is faster than the Next Percent. We are going to test soon. All three together, okay? Well, I'll do the test. I don't know. I suspect the Alphafly is. I really do. Mostly right at this point because of that AirPod. All right. And your other question, if you could not race with carbon fiber plated shoes, what would you race in? Maybe something from Adidas, like the Adios lineup. I like the Adios lineup for racing. What else from, actually, here's the old Adios right there. There's the old Adios. So, okay, I'll leave it there because best marathon race shoe under $200. Oh, man, maybe this, well, I'm not really putting it in that. I'm not really putting it in that category, but hold on 1 second. Hold on. Here we go. Skechers Speed Elite Hyper. Skechers Speed Elite Hyper. I think it's 180, maybe 190, but this is, I don't think there's enough midsole for a marathon. I think this is more of a half marathon shoe, just so you know. Sketch, but this does have a carbon fiber plate in there. Okay, moving on here. Agnus Day. This is a fun question. Do you think it is the same shoe that Kipchoge wore? So it's a little controversial, everyone. Did Kipchoge wear this shoe in Vienna for the sub 2 push? I think he did, but I think the stack height, I still am going to stick to my guns and say the stack height was way higher. And who knows, maybe the shoe was even a little lighter. But I think mine is measuring about 38 millimeters in the heel for the stack height. Again, we'll probably never know, but I suspect Kipchoge's were at least 45 millimeters, which at this point would not be legal according to World Athletics. Again, I'm going to leave it there because it's a controversial one. Okay, moving on here. Okay, this is a good one. How many total miles can one do with the Nike Alphafly? That's a good question. I gave I think now, as far as high perform, I think after 200 miles, the shoe will maybe 175 to 200 miles. The shoe will really start to go down as far as the the return of energy that you're going to get from this Zoom X foam. And a lot of people are a little suspicious about what's going to happen with the AirPods. Okay. As far as those that Air Zoom pods. All right. So like what's the lifespan of those? But I'm going to say 175 to 200. Okay. So many questions. Thanks for bringing them in. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm trying to grab some Nike Alphafly questions for now. Let's see. I'm trying. 1 second. Okay. Thoughts on the design of the new. Oh my goodness. There's so many. Oh man. I'm running behind. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is good. Okay. Oh, that is not. Well, all right. It's on the screen now, so we'll leave it. Do you think it's a good idea not to do maximum mileage at the moment or super hard workout so if the virus hits your body, you will be stronger? So go Kiwi. I think it's a fair question. Oh, Daniel, I'll get to your question in a second. I am not a doctor. I've heard that your immune system, actually, well, I haven't heard. I know your immune system does go dip a little bit. How much, I don't know. When you do hard workouts, I think go Kiwi. My approach is sleep and eat. Sleep and eat. If I like today, 23 miles, 540 a mile. It's kind of fast. It's kind of, it's like my body knows it. But I am putting fuel back into the engine right now. I got actually, cheers, everyone. I've got my turmeric tea, and I'm not a doctor, and I can't give you an accurate answer at this time. And so my approach right now is to continue training like I would be and to keep up the social distancing. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Now, if I was traveling around the world, now no one really is traveling around the world. Yeah, I would take that into consideration. Go Kiwi. Okay, Daniel, I saw your question. Can you use it for a 5K? Can you use it for a 5K? Yes. But my drawback for the shoe at this point is that it was a little interesting turning sharp corners, okay? I turned a couple sharp corners. I never felt like I was going to roll my ankle, but the stack height is there. It's there. And if you're running a 5K and you're just turning corners, like I had to think mentally about turning corners, which is never a good place to be, especially when you're tired late in a race because your mental capacity just isn't all there. So that's my one drawback is tight corners in this guy could be interesting. Okay, let's see here. Roberto says, after testing the Alphaflys, do you think they made a difference in the U.S. trials? Everyone, I now understand, perhaps, why Kipchoge, now obviously Kipchoge's incredibly talented over in Vienna. And I'll leave that. I think I'm saying his name wrong, just so everyone knows. I think it's Kipchoge is the actual, but everyone says Kipchoge, so I say Kipchoge, but I think it's Kipchoge is what I learned recently. So I think Kipchoge was absolutely helped in a big way to break that 2-hour barrier. Would he have broken 2 hours 3 years ago, was it? Or 2 years? Yeah, 2017, 3 years ago, I think. The first 2-hour breaking attempt, I think he may have, actually, because he was wearing a 4%-esque, I think it was the elite version of the 4%. So anyway, and then at the trials, yeah, I'm going to say they made a difference. I'm just telling it to you straight, all right? Telling it to you straight. Let's see. Peter asks, how do you like the looks of the shoes? Looks don't really matter to me when it comes to a shoe like this, because I'm all, if you're going to get a shoe like this, it's all about performance. So I don't really care what they look like as long as they're performing well. So there you go. All right, let's see. Are you going to cut the Alphafly from Antonio? We shall. No, I have no plans at this point to cut the Alphafly. All right, here we go. Just pulling them in, everyone. Pulling them in. Let's see. Can you do a mile or 800 meter? Sorry. Let's see. What are the differences between the Vapor and the Alphaflys that you have found, and what are the same? That is from Luke. So Luke, again, just going back, it's the AirPods. I think if you mean, well, I don't know if you mean the next percent. I'm guessing the next percent, but yeah, it's those AirPods. They made it pretty. I could feel them today. Okay, fit. Let's talk about fit. And Josh brings up, did you find the toe box bigger in the Alphafly? I got a pair and find it looser than the Flyknit. So I think you got a pair of the, did you get a pair of the Alphaflys, Josh? I did not notice any issues with the toe box, as far as being wider, even though there's a wider outsole, okay? But I did not notice it being any wider. Now, as far as fit goes, this is really important. A lot of people were saying that they went a half size down, okay? So, when they released them on February 29th, Nike released them, and I think probably many of you tried to buy a pair. I know I tried to buy a pair at that point. People who bought them are now saying that they wish they would have gone a half size down. I am not in that camp. I went true to size, okay? I went true to size, and I'm very pleased with that decision. At this point, after the full review, after 50 miles, I'll get you my thoughts. I had no issues with the toe, having too much room in the toe, and so I'm going to stick to that for now. But if something changes, come back for the full review after 50 miles, and I will get you an update on that. So, true to size for me. Let's see. Let's see. From Tobias, is the traction on the Next Percent or the Alphafly Next Percent better? I'm gonna say that the traction. So, if you're concerned about racing on wet roads, I think the Alphafly, it did feel a little grippier, okay? In fact, you can just see maybe in the image there, this is the Next Percent, half of a Next Percent, and you just see kind of the ridges on the bottom of the Alphafly. It's just more ridges. Now, again, the shoe's a little heavier, but I think part of it is because they put a little more rubber through that outsole there. So I think the Alphafly will grip the pavement in wet conditions a little bit better, okay? Anthony asks, does the Zoom X foam feel the same compared to previous shoes? I'm literally feeling even, but I know I'm going to talk about the foot strike as well. It does. I guess I would say, if I had to choose right now, I would say that the Alphafly maybe felt a little more dense, so a little more firm, but that could be the carbon fiber plate. Because, again, this is my first run. The carbon fiber plate, which I haven't talked about much, is significantly bigger. Okay, so I'm going to say that the Zoom X foam is very similar, but if I had to make a choice right now, I'd say the density is maybe just a little higher in the Alphafly. Let's see here, one question. Do you think the planter, let's see, from Dermot, hi Seth, do you think planter could be an issue with this shoe? I have been wearing the 4% and noticed slight tension under the foot. I do. So just so everyone knows, I know I'm excited about this shoe right now, but you have to be careful, because I do think it changes your foot strike. I think it changes it, to a certain extent, your gait cycle, like how your leg swings through the whole swing phase. There's just so much going on here that I think that's why I don't train in this type of shoe, even though I did today to test it for all of you. I prefer to save shoes like this and all the carbon fiber plate shoes that are coming onto the market for racing. That's just my approach. If you look at the elites, though, man, they are always training in carbon fiber plate shoes. It seems like, at least looking at pictures from elite runners around the world. Good question, Dermot. I do think we have to be careful. Oh boy. Let's see. Oh, there's so many questions. And if you really want a question answered, do a super chat because I'm just trying to sift through here. And you know what? At this point, we've been going about 40 minutes now. Let's open it up to any question you want to ask me about anything. About life, about running, about any shoe. I'll do my best. And yes, if you want to ask more questions about the Alphafly, we can do that as well. Let's see. So Jake asks, hi Seth, I recently got a metatarsal stress fracture. What was your recovery from your fractures? Like in terms of time to build up to normal mileage and cross training, how long did it take you off of running? Jake, it's usually for a stress fracture. Once you start running again, I believe, 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, so about a month and a half to 2 months. But talk to your doctor. But I'm going to say for me, my approach is 6 to 8 weeks. Good question. So Michael says, would the Alphaflys suit runners who overpronate? I think so, Michael. Believe it or not, it's pretty rigid. It's a neutral shoe. Guys, this is rigid. It's not twisting. Okay, so I mean it's wild actually how kind of rigid it is, and I'm yeah. So I think you're good, Michael. It's got some, I don't know, stability-esque built in. Really wild. Thank you, I'm a runner, for that. I know it was a fun day out there. Absolutely. We got a super chat in from Randall. Where is it? I'm gonna try and put it on the screen. Hold on here. There's just so many. There it is. Would you make an indoor running / training vlog? Randall, do you mean if we all were quarantined and we had to run inside of our house? Is that what you mean? Would you make an indoor running / training vlog? I don't know if that's what you mean, Randall. If it is, let me know. I'll try and see here. Sure. Yeah. I'll keep running. In my house. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see. From David, and I'm not a doctor, but I'll try. Recently, I tore a tendon in my hip. What cross training would you recommend to help me get back into running? Oh man, David, talk to your doctor. But I would say pool. That would be my first, just gentle. I mean, a torn tendon in your hip is a big deal. So again, but that's the first, with a belt around your waist. Okay, put a belt around, and then just gentle aqua jogging is what it's called. Aqua jogging. So, David, all the best to you. Stay strong. We're here for you. We are here for you. Let's see, from Lef, he says, do you wake up to help True Love in the middle of the night? It really kills my recovery, but a dad is a dad. Yes, Lef. Lef, every now and then, but True Love's a champ. Okay, True Love is a champ. Like, I think I woke up maybe 3 or 4 days. Remember, I think I got 3 hours. I think it was 2 nights ago, maybe 3. It's all blending together at this point. But yes, I wake up every now and then, but at the end of the day, like, she is the champ. What I do, Left, just so you know, I take the morning shift. So I will wake up at, okay, so I'll come back to that. So I take the morning shift from like 5:30 a.m. to like 8:30 a.m. All right, so that's kind of that's our routine there. Yes, Randall says yes, exactly, quarantine style. All right, who knows? If it comes to that, I'll make a vlog for you, Randall. Okay, moving on here. Ivan says, cheers from Macedonia. Thanks, Ivan. Appreciate you. Joanne says, how do you stay motivated at times like these? Yes. You know, Joanne, I I love long-term thinking. As runners, we benefit long-term from years and years of training and that aerobic development. Literally, I mean, at this point, decades for me, but so I stay motivated because I know like my running right now is helping me for the fall, and it's helping me for spring 2021 marathon, whatever one that ends up being. And so that's one way that I stay motivated, is thinking long term, even though these are very difficult, trying times in the short term. Okay. So anyway, that's a quick try to be a quick answer for you right there. Okay. Let's see. Oh, thank you there, Nicodemo. I appreciate you, Nicodemo. So he asks, Atom Knit is lighter than the Vapor Weave. Woo! I love this question. I'm going to say yes, Nicodemo. I must say, even in my first impression vlog of the Next Percent, I said I'm not crazy about the Vapor Weave on the Next Percent. It just felt a little too much like plastic. You know what I mean? So I just wasn't a fan. In fact, for my first marathon, the Amsterdam Marathon, I opted to race in the 4% Flyknit, partially because I liked the Flyknit material a lot more. So the Atom Knit is reminiscent of the Flyknit material, just so you know. It's different, it's lighter, it's more breathable. What they did is they heat up Flyknit material, stretch it out more, and then press it. And that has created a much lighter and more, again, breathable upper. So yes, Atom Knit is lighter than the Vapor Weave, absolutely. And I think it's going to shed water quite a bit easier. All right, good question from Nicodemo. Moving on here. Grayson says, oh, I'm trying, Grayson. Your videos have been awesome lately. It's like, everyone, daily vlogging is a wild adventure. But I'm trying, Grayson. Like some days, just so everyone knows, like some days I think are better than others in the vlogging world. Like it's like, you kind of pick your battles. You know what I mean? Like it's all about time, and it's all about staying on top of sleep. And so thank you, Grayson, for making that point. Florian asks, do you ever ride on your bike on easy days to limit injuries? Florian, I do not, but I'm not against it. Florian, I would rather go to like a grass soccer field and jog around. Good question. Favorite coffee from Tropical Runner? Darker the better. Dark roast. But I mean, as far as where from in the world, I love coffee, and I'd love to be more of a coffee connoisseur, but I'm just not, frankly, it's a little expensive. So dark coffee all the time. Oh man, Grand Bestow, Asics Glide Ride, or New Balance Fresh Foam 1080 V10. Butter my bread. There's one of them. There is one of them. Oh man. For me, it's an easy answer. Grand Bestow. I love the Glide Ride. I love the shape of the midsole. The midsole it's got a rocker feel, kind of like Hoka, but not quite. It's a way better toe off compared to Hoka shoes. And for some reason, the 1080 V10, it just felt a little too firm through the landing, okay? I just wasn't a fan, really. And I think I'm a little bit in the minority when I say I don't like I think a lot of people do like this shoe. I just didn't hit me. I was expecting a little more forgiveness through the foot strike. So for me, this shoe can go actually kind of fast. It's a little heavy, but it can go fast. I love this shoe on a long run type of day. So good question. Moving on here. Jasper asks, what's your VO2 max? No idea. I've never been tested. I don't know if I'll ever be tested. If somebody has a lab that wants me to go run on a treadmill, I'm happy to do it, but I think it's kind of expensive. If I do remember myself, if I do recall. Okay, from Kevin, coming in hot. Here we go. Awesome vlog. I like the Hoka Clifton 6 as a daily trainer. Can you suggest a comparable Nike shoe? So, Kevin, Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. So I guess the easy answer is the Pegasus lineup, the Pegasus 36. But I would say the Clifton 6 is a little better shoe than the Pegasus 36. And just so you know, the Nike Pegasus 37 is coming out pretty soon. So yeah, the Nike Pegasus 36, but I put the Pegasus 36 in a real easy day shoe. I think the Clifton 6 could be used for a little bit more than just an easy day shoe. So, and now I will say, Kevin, just to give you a little more to chew on there. Thanks for the super chat. Is that the Vomero 14 is, you see how muddy it is? It is one of my go-to long run shoes during this marathon training block. Okay, now it's a little heavy. Some people don't like the ride. I like it, and it's again, it's a little heavy, but I don't mind heavy shoes for long run days. So Kevin, hope that helps a little bit for you there. All right, moving on. Thank you so much for the support. Nicodemo says, thank you, Seth. Cheers. Cheers. I wish I had a little vino in my hand. Okay, tips on getting into flow. Tips on getting into flow. I think blocking out outside distractions, okay? So, maybe not listening to a podcast. If you need some music, but maybe music without lyrics and just blocking it out. I also think focusing on your form. And then if you really focus on your form and really on that foot strike and get into that rhythm, and then eventually you stop thinking about your form. It might take you a mile or 2 miles, and then you can kind of start dabbling in that flow where you're just not even thinking. So anyway, it's a good question. That's something to chew on for you there. Okay, moving on. They're coming. Oh my goodness. I think there's man. I'll put it on, Brandon. I'll put it on. Here we go. Can you talk more about your nutritional strategy on marathon days and just training days in general? What do you eat before you run? How soon during the race? Oh man, Brandon, that's such a big topic. So I have made some vlogs about what I eat during marathon training. You could go to the homepage of the YouTube channel, type in nutrition, type in nutrition and it should show up. Type it into the search box. As far as on race day, like I will have a banana in the morning. I'll have a half a bagel, no cream cheese. I'll drink my coffee. Gotta have my coffee. And I'll even put back like a Morton gel, maybe like half of a Morton gel, okay, before I actually leave the motel. And then during the race, again, I've only raced 2 marathons, everyone, so I'm still kind of figuring this out. But I'll carry Morton gels with me in my and Morton is spelled Maurten, but there are so many different gels out there that I would recommend to go try from so many companies, but I have found Morton to work pretty well for me. And Brandon, I don't carry water on my marathon run, in my marathon races. I tried the bottles in Amsterdam. It didn't work out so well because the bottles were mixed in with 100 other bottles. And then in New York City, I just did cups from volunteers. It actually worked pretty well. It worked pretty well. It's tough. I know. Man, practice makes perfect. Okay, here we go. Jake asks, prefer running vest or handheld? I prefer, Jake. Sorry, let me try to add this here. Jake, I prefer. Oh, Jake, this is a tough one because I haven't raced a 50K in a while, but because I don't wear vests and I don't do handhelds for less than 50K. It depends, Jake, but if I had to choose one, I'd probably lean toward the vest. It's really tough, though. Oh, Jake, it's kind of 50-50 for me because, yeah, both have their benefits. Oh, Jake, you put me on the spot. You put me in a difficult position there. Okay, moving on. Oh, my gosh. Trying to find it. Let's see. Ian, thank you so much. Appreciate that. One shoe for all your training. Which would it be? Oh, wow. Wow, Ian. Boom. Butter it. Asics Nova Blast. But they gave me blisters on my Achilles tendon. If you own this shoe, could you please email me and tell me if you have blisters because of the heel tab here? Okay, I got blisters. But everyone, I love this shoe. It's bouncy. It's pretty lightweight. You could use it for a long run. I think you could use it for a tempo day. And yes, an easy day just bopping along because it has so much forgiveness through the midsole. I'm so sad because I'm not running in it because it gave me those blisters. So I got to figure that out. But Ian, it's a great question. I love this shoe. Asics Nova Blast. It is available down below from Running Warehouse in case anyone wants to support the channel by picking it up from Running Warehouse. Okay, moving on to Johnny. Here we go. Thank you so much. I've got an itch, but I don't want to touch my face. Okay, here we go. Hoka or Brooks Ghost 12 for intermediate long distance runners that wear neutral shoes. Thanks for the inspiration. So I don't know, Johnny, which Hoka you're referencing, but excuse me. I do have, I think this is the Ghost. This is the Ghost 11 though. So this is last year's iteration. Johnny, I liked this shoe, but this was a 12 millimeter drop from heel to toe, which was a little high for me. So I decided that I wasn't going to run in it. It just was too high. So I guess I would lean toward Hoka. And as far as what shoe the Clifton 6, I love the whole Clifton lineup I love. Gosh, man, for intermediate long distance runners, I don't know what that means, but I mean, I will say, okay, you may have already seen this vlog, but the Elevon 2 treated me pretty well. And this is a long run shoe. So and for long run, I mean 20 miles, middle distance run for me would be about 15 miles. And I like this shoe a lot. I'm trying to remember what I did not like about it. I think it was the weight. It's a little heavy. But overall, the Hoka Elevon 2, I would consider. Yeah, I like that shoe quite a bit. So let's set that back up over there. Moving on, I see a few more. I'll take. I love the super chats. I appreciate the support, but I'll also take questions, as many as I can, from folks that are just asking. So Garrett asked, does weight training help with running? Garrett, I think it does. I don't do a ton of lower leg weight training, just so you know, Garrett. I do some upper body a little bit. Garrett, I'm a little bit more into the plyometrics and the explosive movements, which is not, but I know a lot of people love weight training. But for me, Garrett, I guess if I had to decide, the reason I don't do weight training is because my legs end up too tired. So when you're running high volume, I think you have to, it's just when you going to the gym and doing any sort of leg weight training, it's just like I just can't do it. I can't do it. So I prefer, Garrett, to focus in on plyometrics. Good question. Whew. Good question. Okay, moving on here. So many. Oh my goodness here. Let's see. I think I missed a super chat. I apologize. I can't find it. What is your favorite go-to meal the night before a marathon? Running with Pete. You know, Pete, I keep it pretty simple with, again, I'll eat a banana. I'll do pasta, but without sauce or meat. I like bow tie pasta. It's been a little while. It's been a little, well, since New York City. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I had pasta. I had a banana. I'll do like maybe like a Cliff Bar, something like maybe. Gosh, it's a good question. I keep it pretty simple, Pete. It's nothing like out of the ordinary. And again, I've only raced 2 marathons. I'm still trying to figure this out as we go. But yeah, good question. I love it. You guys are the best, man. Coming in here. Oh my goodness, a big one. Okay, we're coming. Juan, I'm coming for you. Thank you for that super chat. But first, Faded MFC, in terms of sizing, how exactly do you like your running shoes to fit? How much room at the toe, etc.? And do you like your racing shoes to be tighter fitting than your daily trainers? Yes, and yes. So For the slower I'm running, for easier days, the less concerned I am about how much volume how tight I am lacing up. I actually love a snug fit. And that is why I'm a little surprised that the Alphafly, I'm okay with going true to size, even though some people were saying go a half size down, because I like that snug fit. I just don't like any slipping on race day when I'm going fast. So yes, tighter fitting, but you got to be careful that you don't go too tight. That can be an issue as well. And as far as now, my foot is not very wide. So if you have a wide foot, it gets a little trickier. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, hopefully that answers that there. Oh my goodness. Oh, no question even, Juan. $20 super chat. You demand. Boom. Pound it. Guess what, Juan? That helps me make tomorrow's vlog. Just for you, Juan. Oh, I'll give you a shout out. That's amazing. Okay, let's see. 1 second here. Oh my goodness. So Easy Free asked, do you run the Boulder, or will I run the Boulder? The Boulder is postponed, which is crazy. So just so everyone knows, the Boulder is the second largest road race in the United States as far as participants. So yeah. Let's see here. What shoe do you think is... Oh my goodness. Pierce asked, this is going outside my comfort zone. What shoe do you think is best for 400-meter repeats for the mile? Pierce, I'm not in that zone of doing 400-meter repeats, really. I apologize. Oh man. Okay. I was in track and I was getting ready for the mile, doing 400-meter repeats, I'd be in a spike, just so you know. That's how I train in college, in high school, is wearing spikes for workouts. Okay, so good question, but Pierce, it's just I'm training for marathons. Sorry, Pierce. I love you though. I love you. Yes, Anthony, you are welcome. Dylan asks, if you got a pro contract, would I accept it? I love these life questions. Dylan, I don't know. I've said no in the past because I love what I do as far as here on YouTube and testing shoes out for all of you, because obviously if I sign with Saucony, I'm running in Saucony for a long, long time. And because of the shoe deal, what we got going here, anyway, I don't know. At this point, I'm happy where I'm at. Good question from Dylan. Okay, let's see here. This is from Ryan. He asked, what's been your favorite race you've run so far? And what was one important lesson you've taken from any one of your races? Okay, Ryan, thank you for that super chat. Ryan, the New York City Marathon was really special because I was running it for my mom last fall, and the crowd support was on another level. Unbelievable crowd support. And the course was hard because you cross the 5 bridges, but it was a lot of fun going up and down those bridges. I like those up and down. So anyway, I would say as far as marathons go, New York City Marathon, absolutely, it was fun. And Amsterdam was fun, but as all of you know, I kind of faded and hit the wall really bad. So it turned into a pain cave situation. And then he also asked, what's one important lesson you've taken from any one of your races? I mean, on a technical standpoint, Ryan, run your race, don't get involved in another person's race, as I experienced in Amsterdam. Stay calm on the starting line. I think that's I love just zoning out, just staying and that helps keep your heart rate down, okay? The calmer you are on the starting line, your heart rate will stay down. So, in fact, quick story, Ryan, and for everybody else, at the University of Colorado under Mark Wetmore, one of the greatest, I think, long-distance coaches in U.S. history, if not world history. I'm just going to put it out there. He, like all the other teams, Syracuse, Oregon, Wisconsin, Iona, Arkansas, we'd be at the starting line at the NCAA cross-country championships, 40 teams lined up. Everyone's jumping up and down, yelling, doing their school cheers. And Mark Wetmore, my coach, would say, shh, stay calm, stay calm, because he wanted our heart rates to stay low. And anyway, we ended up winning a couple NCAA national championships in the process, so I think it worked. Oh, good question, Ryan. You get me going whenever we're talking about that. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find one here. Let's see. Okay. Seth, do you think 2:15 marathon is possible with the Alphaflys? I don't know. Dermot, bottom line, Dermot, I'm going to try and run as fast as I can by training well and smart and hard, and not rely just on shoes. Shoes are fun. They're fun to test out, fun to experience. Today's run was fun, but at the end of the day, we got to put in the work ourselves. Okay, let's see. Okay, I might, hold on here. 1 second, hold on here. So sorry. I'm seeing some chats, and I apologize. I'm seeing some chats, and I just apologize. That should not be here. So this is where I'm sorry. I'm just seeing some things coming through. Oh, sorry about this. Hold on. I'm just doing some things. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm seeing, anyway, chat's coming in. Shouldn't be coming in. Okay, here we go. I think we're going to call it in a minute. I'm going to take a couple more questions. Brad asks, what is your view on barefoot running? Brad, I think running in the summertime in barefoot shoes is great. Like around a soccer field, a nice, or even an AstroTurf might even be a little better. I think it's really, but you have to ease into it. We used to do it in college just a little bit, just to strengthen your feet. I think it's good, but the whole barefoot movement where you go out and run 8 miles, 10 miles, this is like 10 years ago, right, everyone? You remember the barefoot movement. And I don't know. I just, first of all, I don't think you can run as fast because your feet, if you grew up your entire life going barefoot, yes, I think your feet and your body could handle it. But if you're just jumping right into barefoot running, I just think it's asking for issues long term. So anyway, issues short term, meaning you're going to get injured. So anyway, I like barefoot running in the summertime. I guess you could do it in the winter, but it just gets cold out. So your feet are cold. So okay, here we go. Moving on here. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Okay, we'll put Landon up real quick. What do you prefer, cross country or track? Cross country. It's I liked track. I didn't get to do it as much in college because I was injured. But there's nothing like that team spirit in cross country. So I'd say cross country. Okay. GA Jandra 1407 says you are awesome, and a Superman said, no, you are awesome. You are awesome for supporting the channel, for being here. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And let's see. I'm a Runner says collab with Nick Simmons. I don't know. Like, Nick has his own thing going on YouTube. He does like these challenges and all this stuff, and like, who knows? Like, maybe I'm not opposed to it, but good from I'm a Runner. I appreciate your question. Let's see. So Jay Monty asked, what camera do you use for running? So I use a GoPro 7, and I also use an Insta GoPro 360, okay? And then I have some nicer, bigger cameras, but I can't carry them when I'm running, okay? And Jack says, Seth, shout out for my coach, Josh Schofield. PGC1 coaching got me from couch to 121 half marathon in 4 months. Also, how do you like your steak? Jack, I love it. I like my steak basically medium rare. Yeah, I'll say medium rare. I love that question. Shout out to your coach, Josh Schofield. So I like this. So I'll take, okay, I'm going to take 5 more questions. 5 more. This is so fun. I don't want to stop. But 5 more. Okay, first one. Do you think you could PR in a 5K or 10K right now? Jasper, yes. I'm going to say I could PR in the 10K, which is like 30 minutes and 10 seconds. So basically 30 flat approximately. I do. 5K would be a little more difficult, 14:46, but I'm feeling it, Jasper. I'm feeling it. I love that question. Let's see. Oh man, Jake, this is a good question. Shoot, actually, Jake, hold on here. And yes, I do. This is a good one. Any new books to recommend? Jake, 1 second here, and everyone. So I'm going to give you some running books. This is great. I love this question. So I love reading, everybody, but I don't have a lot of time to read. Therefore, I do a lot of audiobooks. I do. So The Way of the Runner by Adaharand Find. I don't know how to say his name, but The Way of the Runner. It's all about Japanese running culture. Japanese running culture. I love this book. And then I'll throw out one other, Endure. Just Endure. And it's about the human limits of like how our mental strategy plays into long distance running. It talks about Kipchoge in the book. It talks about a lot by Alex Hutchinson. Alex Hutchinson from Endure. And so those will be the two. Those will be the two I'll throw out to you, Jake. Pretty solid books, I must say. Okay, moving on here. So good. Okay, making sure I'm not missing anything. 1 second. So this will be number 2. Did you test the Adidas Energy Boost? Maybe it's number 3. Number 2, I did not. Sorry about that. So many shoes, so little time, as I often say. Let's see. So 1 second. Man, okay, here we go. This is reality hitting. Do you have advice for high schoolers whose seasons are over? Sports in life, listen, I know you have to social distance. I know you can't meet as a team, most likely. Sports in life, oh, I'm sorry. I'm here to help. I would keep training. I would pick a date. If you're training for the mile, I would pick a date in late April, early May, and I would say, I'm going to let it rip. I'm going to race on that day. That would be my approach. I mentally, after all the work we put into our training blocks, I'm not going to just throw in the towel. So that would be, and then after you do that one race, and maybe it's in 2 weeks, maybe it's not a month away, but just, I think you should at least try and do a nice solid time trial. I really do. And then take a break and then start building up for cross country in the fall down the road. Okay. And then here we go. Cody asks, I love this. Thoughts on the new Nike Trail running lineup for 2020, and will you buy any of the new shoes? Cody, yes. The Nike Wild Horse 6 is sitting in the house. All right. So I just haven't had a chance to test it out. Cody, it is coming. And the Terracotta, yeah, I'm excited because I actually didn't love the Terracotta 5, believe it or not. A lot of people loved it. I wasn't as impressed, especially with the toe box. But the Wild Horse 6 is ready to rock and roll inside. Okay, moving on. Okay, I think two more. 1 second. Endure is the name of the book. I'm seeing it. Endure. 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 So let's see here. Sorry, there's just so many comments. It's hard to find them. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know what this is. Okay, Lev and Martha. Okay, this is a big one. Martha asking how to store my almost unused Next% I was saving for Boston. I want to be sure the soles stay healthy for the next 6 months. Anything to be concerned about? This is a great question, everybody. Great question. So I'm not an expert, but I will say, Lev and Martha, okay, this is crazy, everybody. But if you bought Next% shoes or any expensive marathon racing shoe, and now you can't use them until fall 2020, fall 2020, if not longer, hopefully not. Yes, midsoles do break down. Uppers do break down. Now, from what I've read, Lev and Martha, it takes quite a bit of time for that to happen. But I would recommend Lev and Martha, if you can keep them in the box, put them in a dark closet, and make sure that closet does not get too hot or too cold, okay? And obviously, okay, Lev, I'm just going to say, I'm getting real serious here. You might want to saran wrap the box or even each shoe individually. Just so you know, people that collect shoes, they saran wrap them to preserve them, okay? I know this is crazy, but people do this. And so it's not a bad idea just to keep them at so the air doesn't get in there as much. And I know I'm over. I know you might think that's a little extreme, but I think it's not a bad idea. Great question from Lev, and I don't think you have to be concerned though. Just so you know. Okay, one more super chat. I just saw it. I'm trying to find it here. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh no, did I miss it? I'm so sorry. I thought I saw one come in. I'll take one more, and you guys are the best. Thanks for sticking around for a long live stream. Let's see. Sam asked, do you think the New York City Marathon is in danger of getting canceled? Sam, Sam, it's so hard to project. At this point, I'm going to say no. Talk to me in a month though, because it's a real deal out there, and New York City is getting really hit hard with the coronavirus. So right now I don't think so, but in a month we'll see how the numbers do. Supposedly we're blunting the curve by social distancing, so maybe we're going to see a leveling off in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks in the United States. That is the hope. That is the hope. And last, there we go. We're going to call it there. I love you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. That was a lot of fun. I know I could not get to as many comments as I wanted, but I just appreciate you sticking around for this long. And yeah, you guys rock. So we will do more live streams over the next month here in the studio because we're social distancing, but I want to communicate with all of you. And frankly, I think it's healthy as much as possible for us to call our loved ones, Skype with them, message them, and just to continue communicating, but just do it from afar. Okay? Okay? All right. You guys rock. You guys rock. All right, everyone. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.